All right, here we are. We ready to get it crunk. We are here once again at Let's Get It Crunk with LeTroy, a place where crunk is common. If you missed last week's show, I have changed the name from the Late Night View to Let's Get It Crunk with LeTroy, just because I feel like it's more of an indication of me, and it's a lot more fun. It's not so pulled up and whatever I was trying to do before. I'm not doing it anymore. So the show, Let's Get It Crunk with LeTroy, really super excited about it. And as always, I like to just jump in. So let's get it crunk and let's see what's been going on. Oh, Ashanti, anything that is Ashanti adjacent, I will have to talk about. This past weekend, Nelly was arrested after leaving a casino. We're gonna come back to that part. But leaving the casino to say he won $50,000. They checked, they ran some warrants. Apparently, he got some warrants out somewhere, and they said that he had ecstasy. Now, here's the thing. If people were talking about, well, if he has Ashanti's pregnant, what does he need ecstasy for? He could still be sleeping with Ashanti, and he might still want to take ecstasy. That don't mean he cheating or nothing. So let's clear that up. But I do want to talk about the fact that he was gambling. To me, it makes sense now why Ashanti's ass worked all the way up to her 85th trimester. Ashanti said, "You're not about to come over here and mess up my always on time, foolish, rain on me, all baby coin." Okay. Ashanti said she's gonna stack her coin because she knows that her man like to go down there to the casino. Okay. But they said that he won $50,000. I don't feel like $50,000 is a lot of money for Nelly, but apparently, if you win over a certain amount of money, then they run a warrant check or something. I don't know. I don't gamble. I don't get on those kind of planes. I like to know where my money is going. So therefore, if I go to a casino with friends, catch me at the bar because I know I'm getting me some Tito's and I know what I'm getting for my money. I don't understand people that gamble. I don't. No, why are you playing around with your money? My dad does that really bad. He always plays the lottery, and obviously I still have to work, so he ain't hit too hard. Yet. I mean, I'm just saying. But yeah, so put Nelly in jail, said he had ecstasy. Then his people came out and said he didn't have ecstasy. I don't really give a damn if he had ecstasy or not. To me, ecstasy is just like it's weed. I don't now listen. I don't partake in none of it. I call anything besides alcohol crack. You can ask any of my friends. But Ashanti, you was on the right track, girl. You kept your ass working all the way up to the 175th trimester because you knew you was dealing with a, a gambler and he was not going to mess with your coin. Ashanti, you know what? There's two people that you never hear talk about money issues or contract issues. Ashanti and Candy Burris. Okay, Ashanti's prenup probably just said nope. Like, ain't no, we not divvying up nothing. The matter of how you accustomed to living. Ashanti said nope. That's all. They both just signed it. It just said a big ass nope. Ashanti signed it, Nelly signed it, and they went on about their day. Ashanti's a very smart lady. That's why that lady kept working. Ashanti was like, her stomach was on the stage performing with her. And she said, I'm not going to stop performing because I need my coin. And I need to make sure I got my coin because my man like to gamble. Smart girl, Ashanti. So Carisha finally spoke, kind of, sort of. She did a version of her show, Carisha Please. I want to speak about this actually. I played the game Carisha Roulette, I think it's called, with some of my friends. That game is terrible. I'm sorry. It's a terrible game. And there's so many grammatical errors in on the cards. It's just, but vote for Hillary, vote for who you want. But Carisha has finally spoken. There was a lot. She was dating Diddy and all that stuff. And so she really didn't say too much. I think the most interesting part was when she was talking about JT and how I kind of feel like she was shading JT a little bit. But if I was Carisha, I would shade JT too because Carisha, I've always said this, has held the city girls down. JT was in prison, baby. And Carisha was out here doing city girl features and city girl videos and city girl performances while JT was on cell block C. So I could understand Carisha's frustration with JT not being a little more appreciative. Um, She did say that her and Diddy are no longer together. Smart girl. I don't know if she's really not still with him because that also would mean she don't get her allowance anymore. But I would be telling people the same thing. Like, girl, I do not talk to that man. I ain't talk to that man in a long periodically time. Um, but the thing that a lot of people said that is she didn't really denounce the Cassie video. The video that we all saw of Puff dragging Cassie through the hotel. And and Carisha said that Puff was never violent with her, and that wasn't her story. And I actually kind of appreciate, because of the proximity that she had with the situation, her not speaking out on a situation that she don't know about and that she's not a part of, because anything that she says will be taken as a fact. Anything that she says, it'll be taken like, oh, well, she must know because she was there, even though she wasn't even there. So I don't really have a problem that Carisha didn't go too far into that. I do wish that, and this is no shade to Saucy Santana. I know they're best friends, so she felt safe having that conversation with him. But I do wish that they had had an actual journalist ask Carisha these questions, because there was a lot of things that were could have gotten more information and could have gotten farther, and could have been more enlightening. And being a journalist is not just something people can wake up and do, although they think that they can. This is coming from somebody with a mass media arts degree, so I don't want nobody saying, "Well, who are you to say what journalism is?" I did go to college. Um, but I do wish that they had actually gotten a journalist to interview Carisha, because I feel like she just didn't say a lot that she could have said, and not say a lot as to where being messy or whatever, but could have just gotten some more out of Carisha finally speaking. But that's just how I feel on that. Lotto, Big Lotto released her. I didn't realize she had like 3 or 4 albums. 3 or 4 albums. Sugar Honey Iced Tea. I listened to it. There are a few records on there that I really like, but the whole album sounds the same. And I'm starting to think, do we need to start expecting that from artists? Do we need to start expecting that their albums are just going to sound the same through and through? Like there's no growth. It just all these albums just feel like a playlist. You can just put one album, 2 album, 3 album, 4 album, and just put it on a playlist, and it would all sound the same. And I love Lotto. I am a big fan of Lotto. I like how she really worked. You could see that Lotto really worked to get to where she is. And she's very, Clayco. And I think she just gets stuck there musically. So I would like to see Lotto evolve, and her music evolve, and her album not sound like just one long song. There are a few songs on there that I said, like I said, that I like. I can't remember the name of them right now because it's kind of all together. But yeah, so Lotto's album came out. I don't hate it. It just won't get a lot of play in my household. The songs that I put on my playlist, those will be the ones that are played in my household. But you'll never hear me blast the whole Lotto album. Trouble in Paradise, Chloe's album, the album that came out of nowhere, is so good. I really really enjoy this Chloe album. I really feel like she sat down and set out to make a album. I liked In Pieces, but In Pieces was kind of in pieces. This Trouble in Paradise sounds like a cohesive. I hate when people say body of work, but album, right? And she said that she spent time in St. Lucia, and St. Lucia is what inspired this album. And when you listen to it, you can tell like that she was really inspired to do this album. She has a record with her sister Haley, Holly, I don't know, Gloria, Hallelujah, whatever. But her sister, that is just, it's called Want Me. Super, super dope record. And then she has a record called Might As Well with Ty Dolla Sign. Super duper dope record. I will say that the album reminds me of early Beyonce. I feel like she might have been sending Beyonce songs ahead of time, this time to get approval. I don't know, because In Pieces, it was some like Body Do on In Pieces. I didn't, that wasn't my favorite. But this album, this new Chloe album, Trouble in Paradise, was really, really good. I really enjoyed it. I was listening to it all weekend. Definitely an album that is going to go double platinum in my house. So I would say check out Chloe's album. It's really good. I'm interested to see the sales, just to see if her kind of I don't want to say surprise because she dropped it, but her allowing fans to get the music before deciding what they would like or what she would feel they like. So I'm excited to see what the album sales for that will be. But yes, really, really enjoyed Chloe's album. Great job, Chloe. Oh, my girl, Towanda Braxton. So that show came back last week, and it was unveiled that Towanda has been dealing with alopecia. Now, I didn't know, and Towanda and I are really super close. I did not know that that was the reason Towanda went bald. I thought it was kind of like a tribute kind of thing to her sister. So to know she opened up, I saw clips online, her opening up to her sister Trina about her having alopecia. I thought it was super dope. One, because hair, and not just for women, hair for men too. So as somebody, my hairline started receding at 16 years old. So I tried to hold on to my hair as long as I could. But kids are mean. So being in my teens and my hairline is back here, they used to make fun of me. So I had to go bald at 16, 17 years old. And now that, as I've shared before, I'm doing laser hair removal just so that my whole head can just be bald. But in doing that, there are stubborn patches in the back of my head, right? And it makes me always wear a hat because I have to hide these patches until they totally fall out. So I could empathize and sympathize with Tawanda and her story about alopecia, because when you don't have control of your hair, it's just like that's one of the first things people see outside of your face, and then your hair, and then your nails. I know that's what I always look at. I look at, like, when I look at dudes, I always look at their face, of course, their hair, like, do they have a shape up? If they're bald, is it all the way bald? If they have a beard, is that lined up? I look at that, and then when you meet somebody, you shake their hands. So I look at their hands and make sure that their hands look like they got some sense. So I do believe that hair is very important for men and for women. So for her to open up to that and open up on a platform, is I thought was super dope thing, and to talk about something that a lot of people don't like to talk about. People don't like to talk about not being in control of the way that you look. And when you have something like alopecia, or you have something like a receding hairline, you can't control that. There's nothing you can do. I mean, people go over to, like, where is it, Trinidad or whatever, and get all sorts of hair transplants and stuff like that. I'm not doing that, baby. Just give me a chic razor and let's get it crunk. But so yeah, I thought that was dope that Tawanda shared that is why she's bald. Because as somebody that knows her, I didn't even know that was the reason why she went bald. So yeah. Oh, Victoria Monet and Chris Brown. So Victoria Monet attended Chris Brown's last show on his 11/11 tour. I feel like Chris Brown is always on tour. And that's what he said. He was like, I can't be canceled if I'm continuously selling out all these shows and I'm continuously touring. I know that's right. But Victoria Monet attended the last show in LA, and people were outraged, just like they were outraged that Sierra was supposed to be performing with him. I don't know when people are going to let this Chris Brown thing go. Um, Rihanna has obviously let it go. And I also think that it is more traumatizing to the victim if people keep bringing it up. If it's something that people that were in the situation have gotten past, and that have let go and forgiven, and they've, after the whole ordeal, Chris Brown and Rihanna worked together. They did that Nobody Business record, which is one of my favorite records. um but to kind of bash Victoria Monet for going to see Chris Brown, because it's like, oh, you're a woman and he's a woman beater, and it's just like, a woman beater, y'all dragging it. But I don't understand why the lady could not go to the show and have a good time. Like, it's a concert. It's not like she's going and saying, "Hey, I approve everything that he does, and I'm his counselor and his therapist and his confidant." No, she went to a concert and had fun. Leave that lady alone. And then also, Victoria Monet is a performer as well, and a lot of performers go to other people's shows to get inspired, to steal, to see who they might want to work with, like, oh, who's that dancer. So it's actually a research trip. Victoria Monet going to visit Chris Brown's show is a research trip. She is seeing how she wants to put her show together. Chris Brown has great showmanship. She might be looking at the lights. She might be looking at the dances, all of that. So back up off Victoria Monet and back up off everybody that supports Chris Brown. I don't understand why y'all want people to just dis like dismiss him. It's not gonna happen. Chris Brown's not going anywhere, so everybody should get over it. Now this was interesting to me because I didn't even know the Fugees was supposed to be going on tour, but apparently the Fugees was going on tour, and the tour was canceled, and Lauryn Hill basically blamed it on the media, said that because of the media coverage her her and her being late and her not showing up, that it caused low ticket sales because people didn't want to be waiting till 1 a.m. for her to get on stage. You cannot be mad at people for your history. It's your history. Everybody knows Lauryn Hill show up late. Everybody knows that Lauryn Hill might not even show up. Everybody know that sometimes when Lauryn Hill shows up, she be doing a remix to Ignition and be doing songs like remixing songs that we ain't asked for remixes for. So not only was I surprised that the Fugees was supposed to be going on tour, I was surprised that Lauryn Hill tried to blame everybody else for that. They did say they're still going overseas, so good for them. Merry Christmas, happy birthday. But the Fugees is over. You know what I'm saying? That was a time in life, but the Fugees is over. We need to just let it go, exit stage left, and just get over this whole Fugees thing. I don't understand why they keep trying to make it a thing, and that is why you had low ticket sales. Is because of your history and the fact that it's like, you know who I blame though? I blame Escape because Escape, they have stayed on the road and been headlining and selling out for like the past 10 years, and everybody else thinks they can do it. What people have to realize is Escape has Candy and Tiny, and Candy and Tiny have solidified themselves outside of music and outside of Escape. So people aren't going just to see Escape. They're also going to see Tiny from T.I., T.I. and Tiny Family Hustle. They're going to see Candy from Real Housewives of Atlanta. So it causes more hype and people are more invested. But when you have a group like the Fugees that nobody really cares, like they don't care about the people personally, you're not going to be able to sell a lot of tickets. So, yeah, I blame y'all. Candy, Tiny, Tamika, I blame y'all because y'all got these people, y'all got all these other groups thinking they can go on tour and sell out, and it's not happening. Y'all are the only, I feel like Escape is the only group from the 90s that has continuously toured. I'm seriously like for the past 10 years because I want to say um the what tour was that? The Great Escape tour was definitely before COVID, and yeah, that tour was probably about 10 years ago, and they have continuously toured. So shout out to Escape, but everybody else got to realize that they are not Escape. Y'all are old. Y'all sit down. Let Escape do their thing. Escape SWV. Missy Elliott and Sierra and Busta Rhymes are on tour right now, but it's also kind of the same thing. Sierra has stayed very, very visible. We're invested in Sierra's life with Russell Wilson. Missy Elliott be on Twitter cutting up all the time. So we're here for Missy Elliott. Busta Rhymes, he be out hanging out like in the streets and stuff. Remember he was on the beach with them jeans on. So they stay visible. So they're able to people have to learn that touring is not just about music anymore. It's about visibility of the artist. The Fugees have no visibility. I don't know nothing about Lauryn Hill. I don't know nothing about Wyclef. Pras, I know that he just got out of jail. That's not selling no damn tickets. So I think that artists need to really think about what their visibility is, and novelty, and the specialness of it all can only last for so long. So Lauryn Hill, cut it out. Y'all didn't sell no tickets because nobody cares, and the people that did care were scared that you wouldn't show up. All right, let's talk about this. So Taraji P. Henson went over there to Bali to visit her friend Russell Simmons. Usher also went over to visit Russell Simmons a few months ago. A few people have gone to visit Russell Simmons in Bali, and people are upset because the thought, allegedly Russell Simmons has fled to Bali because Bali has a no extradition clause with the United States, and Russell Simmons has these alleged sexual assault things against him, and so people don't feel like other celebrities should go visit Russell Simmons in Bali. Don't y'all go visit y'all cousins in jail? Your cousins that done robbed the old lady, done killed people, have sexually assaulted people. Don't y'all be going to jail to visit them? Y'all ain't your name on the visitor list. So it's just kind of weird to me that people get upset when people go visit Russell Simmons. That's their friend, and just like you go see your friends in jail when they've done something wrong, why would these people not go visit Russell Simmons if he did something wrong? I don't know if he did something wrong or not, but now they dragging Taraji just like they was dragging Usher for going to visit Russell Simmons. And you also have to think about, you don't know the nature of their relationship, and you also don't know what he might have done for her. And we have to stop getting, it kind of goes back to Chris Brown of just trying to throw people away. I feel like as black people, have an obsession with throwing people away when they mess up. And I don't believe in that. I believe that we have to stick together. I really do. And now, and it's also weird, right? Because Issa Rae said, I'm supporting everybody black. And then I'm like, okay, so you support Tory Lanez? They're like, no. You support R. Kelly? No. You support Russell Simmons? No. Well, therefore, you don't support everybody black. You support people that look good for you to support. And I feel like if we're going to root for everybody black, we got to root for everybody black. That doesn't mean that we have to excuse their behavior. We should definitely call them and call to action for what they've done. But if we root for everybody black, we root for everybody black. And obviously, she done took her ass all the way over there to Bali. They are friends. And like I said, y'all go visit your friends in jail all the time, and they have done some messed up stuff. Okay? That was it. I felt like I had more to talk about. I didn't. I feel like I went through that really fast. But yeah, that's this week's Let's Get a Crunk with LeTroy. I feel like we covered a lot, but I feel like I did it fast. But yep, so that's this week's episode of Let's Get a Crunk with LeTroy, a place where crunk is common. Make sure that you guys like and subscribe, and we will be back next week with more Let's Get a Crunk with LeTroy. Peace out.